everybody. It's Summer Bobcast. I'm Brandon.
I'm Dylan.
Alright, I'm going to kick you off with the menu today. Today's breakfast was Long John's. Lunch today is going to be runza, mashed potatoes, gravy and a fruit and veggie bar. Pancakes for breakfast on Monday with nachos, refried beans, and a fruit and veggie bar for lunch. Tuesday is going to be an omelet for breakfast with Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes, gravy, and a dinner roll for lunch. Wednesday is going to be mini cinnamon rolls for breakfast, with Wednesday's lunch being turkey deli, chips, fruit and veggie bar. Thursday's breakfast is going to be breakfast sandwich, with Thursday's lunch being a hamburger. If you or someone you know is struggling with crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat the 988lifeline.org to reach the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. If you sign up to take driver's ed this summer, the cost is $325 per student. That's been due. Please give your payments to Carol in the office. Driver's ed classes will be Monday, June 10th through Friday, June 14th. Mr. Davis will pick the kids up at the Highway Mart in Clearwater at approximately 9 a.m. The Village of Clearwater is looking for summer help. Must be 16 years or older. The Extension Office is seeking a 4-H programming summer intern. Must be at least 16 years or older to apply. More information for both positions can be found in the announcements. The Village of Orchard is also accepting applications for the following positions: pool manager, assistant manager, lifeguards, and part-time maintenance positions. Depending on the individual, this position may be year-round. Applications are available in the Orchard Village office located at the community center. There's going to be a Bobcat Academy meeting on Monday for all FBLA juniors in Ms. Sukup's room. There's going to be coding club Mondays after school until 4:30 p.m. during second semester for 5th and 6th grade. Alright, on to Dylan for those beautiful sports.
Alright, this week, Friday, May 3rd, we have a 3rd and 4th grade field trip. For Saturday, May 4th, is graduation at 3 o'clock. Monday, May 6th, there's high school golf at Bassett. And grades 5 through 8th music concert. For Thursday, May 7th, it is a junior high transition day. And that is all for sports oh, no, it's not. There's more. Okay, never mind. There's also a junior high track at the Plainview Infight and junior high golf at Ainsworth. Also on Thursday, or it's Tuesday, Jesus. On Wednesday, May 8th, there's high school golf at Summerlin. For Thursday, May 9th, there's district track at West Holt, 5th grade DARE graduation. At Friday, May 10th, there's a 5th grade field trip and kindergarten readers theater at 1:30. On to Barrett's final sports segment.
Hello, Summerlin, I'm Barrett.
Hello, Summerlin, I'm Barrett.
Hello, Summerlin, I'm Barrett.
Hello, Summerlin, I'm Barrett.
Hello, Summerlin, I'm Barrett. Hello, Summerlin, I'm Barrett. Hello, Summerlin, I'm Barrett with the Summerlin Bobcast Sports segment.
Summerlin Bobcast Sports segment.
The Summerlin Bobcast Sports segment. The Summerlin Bobcast Sports segment. Hello, Summerlin, I'm Barrett with the Summerlin Bobcast Sports segment. For the final time ever saying that, this is my final ever sports segment in video production. It's been a long 3 years. It's been a good 3 years. There's been so many special guests that I've had on and different segments and things that we've talked about on this show. Obviously, thank you to everybody that's watched it or came on the show or whatever you've done for the show or anything like that. Thanks. It's been a good 3 years. Sad to see it go, but I'm excited for the next part of it. So this is the final one. We've got a couple of little segments with weekly review, Husker Hour, and top 10 to end it off. So we're going to go into our first segment of the day for the last time. This is going to be weekly review. So this is weekly review, and of course, this isn't just going to be a week in review. This is kind of like the entire thing in review. Kind of like what I talked about earlier. All the people that I've had on, everybody from whether it's been a classmate or a kid in school, a teammate at basketball, or a coach or a teacher at school, or like Mr. Appleby, or people like Wyatt Lever and Tucker Timmerman and Connor Hayden that I've had on the show. It's been crazy 3 years. I'm not really going to go over like every single thing that I've done, but you know, some of those, I wish I had, like, I know the first season, the first year that I did it, I kept all the like stats and records of everybody, and then these last 2 years I haven't, but I know like there's been a lot of people that went like completely undefeated and stuff, so it's been a very interesting set of picks sometimes, but that's all I have for this one. We're going to go into our next segment. It's going to be Husker Hour. So this is Husker Hour, where we talk about everything Husker sports related, and of course what happened over the weekend was the Nebraska football spring game, the white versus red game, and it ended with a white victory 25-21 over the red team. It was a lot of the starting offense versus the backups on defense. There wasn't a lot of the one-stringers out there, But we did get to see our first look at Dylan Raiola, and he looked amazing. His stats for the game, he went 16 of 22, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. He didn't play in the fourth quarter. They let him play through 3 quarters. And, of course, he wasn't playing against the ones on defense, but he threw some really good balls that we haven't seen in years in Nebraska. So very hyped for him. Another guy that really impressed me was Heinrich. He actually looked very improved, especially compared to last year. He's obviously not the thrower that Raiola is, but Harburg can scramble a lot, and we saw him, last year lowering the shoulder, not worrying about contact. He just goes through it. But passing-wise, he went 8 of 13, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. He had a solid day. Receiver room-wise, I think, obviously, with Isaiah Nair and Jamal Banks transferring in, we all thought that they would probably be the one or the two, but at spring game at least, it looked like it was Jalen Lloyd. He only caught 3 passes, but he went for 97 yards and a touchdown. And we saw it last year. Obviously, he was kind of like the 5th guy, but with a bunch of injuries, he got to play a bunch. And he had like 6 catches, over like 250 yards and a couple touchdowns. So we know what he can do even in limited time. He's a deep ball threat. He just goes out and gets it. And with Dylan being able to put the ball right where he needs to now, I mean, it seems pretty obvious that Jalen Lloyd is the one. The other guy that really stepped up in the receiver room was the true freshman Ja'Cory Barney Jr. He had 3 catches, 66 yards and a touchdown. That really surprised me because nobody really knows that name yet, but he looks like a guy that could, as long as he finds at least some playing time this year and they keep him around, because obviously the receiver room is deep, and he's the type of guy that he showed out enough in the spring game. He's probably got some national attention, could look at the transfer portal. Hopefully he doesn't, because he looks like a guy that could be here for the future, and the receiver room is pretty young. The 2 guys that transferred in, Nair and Banks, they're older. But like Lloyd's a sophomore, Malachi Coleman's a sophomore, Alex Bullock's a junior, Ja'Cory Barr's a true freshman. So he's the type of guy that could be here for 4 straight years with Dylan. Obviously, I don't know if Dylan will stay 4 years, but he's the guy that could be the future in the Nebraska receiver room. Obviously, it was 1 game versus the backups on defense, but he looked really good. He had a kick return that should have went to the house, but Tristan Albano tackled him because he thought they were on the same team, because the special teams were wearing gray and he was on the white team. So that was a mistake by him, but that would have went to the house too. He broke every one of those. Tight end room, it was Fedoni. He had 3 catches, 45 yards and a touchdown. And running backs wise, we didn't see a lot of run. It's going to be a very pass heavy offense this year, which obviously you bring in a top 3 recruit in the country, one of the best quarterbacks Nebraska's ever seen. You're going to throw the ball. And Dylan's not really a scrambling quarterback, so the running is going to be all on the running backs. And the guy that led the way in the spring game was Dante Dowdle, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's not like Emmett Johnson, who I believe is the number 1 back. We didn't see him much. We also didn't see Ramir Johnson at all because he was out still with his shoulder injury from earlier. The Maz Kua kid looked good too. That's another room that Nebraska is actually pretty deep in. The entire offense looks really good. Defensively, it's hard to judge. Like I said, they didn't have the first strings out there, so you can't really tell who's really playing. There was a couple of injuries. Demetrius Bell, who's a wide receiver, he's a 2nd-year guy now. He did something to his knee, I believe. I think he's going to be out the entire season. It was not a very good-looking injury. And then Belai Hill was the guy that transferred in from, I don't remember, Arizona State maybe. He got injured as well on defense. He was going to be like the secondary corner, so that's kind of rough to see him go down. I think Rules said that he's out for a couple of months, which sucks as well, but obviously a couple of months is about the beginning of the season, so maybe he misses the first couple of games and able to get back. Hopefully he comes back the same way that he started. Obviously, Rule liked him if he got him to transfer in. He looked like a pretty good guy too, but it sucks to see injuries, but obviously it's part of football, so what are you going to do about it? Overall, I was very impressed with Raiola. The future looks bright in Nebraska. Hopefully we make a bowl game. We didn't see like the dumb mistakes that we always see with fumbles and stuff, and there was a couple picks. One of them was on the receiver. The other was on Harburg, who just overthrew his guy, which is kind of a typical mistake we've seen him make. But Harburg's the 2. Maybe we'll see him in like a running back or a tight end set. I think that'd be pretty cool because we know that he's not scared of just running through people. And obviously he could throw a little fake and he could end up going deep to Jalen Lloyd over the top. But we'll see. Obviously they got stuff figured out. There was a pretty basic play call scheme. It's a spring game and they don't want to show off too much, but they wanted to show off enough to keep the hype up. And that also, I heard people talking about maybe that's why the ones didn't play, was to kind of show off Dillon a little bit, keep the hype going for Nebraska, and it worked because I'm hyped for them. So it was a good game, and obviously now we got the multiple month break before August comes around. But that'll do it for Husker Hour. We're going to move into our final segment, which is going to be Top 10. So this is Top 10, and since it's the last video I'll ever be doing, we're going over the most viewed of my sports segments of all time. There's 10 of them on here, obviously. Some very interesting ones, too. At number 10, I'm just going to say the date. I don't really know what I did in these videos, but it was Friday, January 13th of 2022. 109 views, but there was no guest. Like, the video just cut off in the middle of it, so I don't really know who I had on. Shout out to whoever it was, because we'll never know. Number 9 was from Friday, February 10th of 2023. Had 122 views with Michael. So that would have been from a full year ago, my junior year. I don't know what we were doing those days. I actually couldn't tell you what I was doing on any of these videos. Most of them were so long ago anyways. This one is from Friday, February 3rd, 2023, so like the week before. 135 views with Kotzer. Obviously, okay, I lied. I do know what we did in that one. That was a Duke-Carolina game that we had to pick, obviously, and I'm sure Duke won because Duke's just better, obviously. At number 7, this one's so long ago, Friday, November 5th, 2021. That's my sophomore year. 150 views with, guess who? It's with K-Mac. I kind of forgot I did a segment with him, but that's surprising. I mean, it made the top 10, so shout out him. Thursday, October 20th, 2022. Had 165 views with Wyatt Lever. Obviously, he's the former Nebraska wide receiver. I remember that one too, so I definitely lied about not remembering any of these. That was a fun one. That was like the first person out of the school that I had on. Shout out to him. That was clutch for him to come on. Thursday, October 28th of 2021. So this is like, again, this is like the first one I ever did. 178 views with Kelton on the show. That's interesting. I've probably had Kelton on here a lot, honestly. Friday, December 2nd of 2022 had 189 views with Levi Kronk on there. That would have been junior year, like the very beginning of junior year. So that's a long time ago too. That's still almost like 2 years ago. Friday, October 22nd, 2021. This one was the first ever show that we did, because obviously way back when the school was built, the green room wasn't even finished at first, so you know, we started school in like late August and the green room wasn't done until October. So this is like the first one I ever did. It had 301 views with Michael on it. So I've actually went back and watched that video. It's so bad. I mean, like the lighting is absolutely terrible. The camera's not even lined up, and like everything just looks so bad. We look so young in it. It's crazy to look back at that. Number 2 is from 2021, Thursday, November 11th. 359 views with Appleby on it. That was also a pretty early one, that sophomore year. I remember that one too. We picked like baseball games, I think, because it was like the weird time where the NBA was basically over, college football was getting over. So yeah, we basically like picked baseball. Thursday, February 24th, 2022 is my number 1 viewed video with 538 with Addie on it, which is surprising. That's from sophomore year as well, because that would be, yeah, that's sophomore year. Had her on it, and that was number 1 viewed video. That's not the number 1 viewed podcast. I don't remember what it is. There's one with like the first ever podcast made, I think, has like 640 views, which is crazy because the podcasts now get like 38 views or whatever. So it's interesting to see some that get that high up. But thanks for watching this segment and this sports segment, and we will not see you guys next time because there won't be a next time. So thanks for watching, and see you later.
And thank you for tuning into today's Summerlin Bobcast.
And thank you for tuning into today's Summerlin Bobcast. And my sports segment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
And thank you for tuning into today's Summerlin Bobcast.
But thanks for watching.
That's Michael. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Barrett, and thank you for tuning in today's Summerlin Bobcast.